Welcome to Chicago then. Carlos Fernandez starting on pole from Takeyoshi Nishimoto in R4 Catfish. Sebastian Tan starting 4th from Casanova Cornwell, and Daf Sanchez are top 6. Team Menard lock out row 4, Perez from Magic, Bennett Sheeden and his Forsyth Racing teammate Star. Alex Kvyat starts 11th from OneCloud 9, and Silky finishes Kushner 3rd. Joshua Spence and Wayne Cerulis, a Scotto Copter alongside, then it's Davy Guerra and his teammate Enoch Yu. His brother Arnold Yu starts alongside him, then it's Mario Coste, Victor Levi and the Maishan Kyo, Vancelau and Tani. Third round of the ERL IndyCar Series to round off the opening quarter of the season. All 5 lights go on in Chicago. Lights out and away we go. Great start from Awful Catfish off the line. Bogged down was Takeyoshi Nishimoto, already passed by the Malaysian as they head down into turn number 1. And the Malaysian in the 2 car getting alongside with the 37. We go on board at Cerulis. Oh, that's a big wreck. 3 cars out at the opening corner. It's Cerulis, Copter, and Silk Guerrera. Oh, and that's one of the AJ Foyt cars spinning around. That was Silky in the 99. Getting spun around there as well. A chaotic opening lap indeed. Both of the Maya Shank cars getting out of it relatively cleanly, but on lap 1 of 14, Carlos Fernandez manages to hold on. Very poor start there from Takeyoshi Nishimoto in the 18. We're green. And yeah, you can see here with the 18, it's just not getting the same amount of traction that the 2 and the 37 in front of him are. There goes Sebastian Tan to take 3rd place. Something's gotta be wrong with that number 18 car, surely. As Daf Sanchez duels with Guillermo Perez fighting over 6th place. That's 72 on the back of Casanova Cornwell, and they touch right in front of him. The 2 former Goodhart teammates are in the wall. And Cornwell is out. Nishimoto is facing backwards, and I don't know if he can get that Carlin Buzz car back on the road. He can, and he tags Dominic Vancelau as we go on to lap 2. Still getting tagged under caution too. I mean, oh, what is this with Kloske and Nishimoto out of the race? Oh my, what are these circumstances that are going on today? In any case, on lap 2, Fernandez at the head of the pack started this race on pole. Catfish started 3rd. Got a rocket ship of a start, as we already noted, but we are about to go green again. Back underway here in Chicago, and look at the start that Star's gotten in that 6 cars. Currently in 6th. Watch as Perez goes widely off the line there, and that 3 car now falling victim to the 6. It's going to need a good run through this 2nd sector, and I think he's got it to take 4th place. Sanchez is going to need to find something to claw back 4th position here. Hyperdrive Racing and had an electric start to both of their campaigns in the ERL, but today's the first time that they truly look challenged. Look at Zach Sheeden in the 83, dueling away with Moncloud 9. And that 83 car not able to quite get past. I think he might have to go 3 wide with Alex Kvyat here. Meanwhile, Star, Magic, Perez and Sanchez all fighting over the positions off of the podium. Effectively going 4 wide at some stages. Look at that. Coming out of turn 3. On board with Guillermo as Tommy sets a new fastest lap. They're currently 4 seconds slower than the slowest time in qualifying. And the 91 of Magic. Oh, caution's come out. Oh no! How many tumbles was that for Georgia's favorite driver, Silky, Kushmather, Victor Levi, all out of the race on lap 3. My. Immediately after this broadcast, we will bring you the 3rd round in the ERL Champ Car World Series. Just putting that out there as the cautions are ending. That was a monster of a wreck, especially for the AJ Foyt man. as we're green. On board with the 72. And Sanchez using that push to pass. I think he might want to come in quite soon, but he'll get the pass on Bastian immediately. It's a 1-2 for Hyperdrive Racing as both Fernandez, Bastian Tan, and Magic all come into the pits, and many other drivers following them in. And this is when we're going to see these soft tires pushed to their absolute limit, especially with the two Hyperdrive men out in front, because I highly doubt that team is going to want to double stack. I doubt it. Which means that most likely they've missed their pit window with one of their drivers. As we ride on board with the Red Bull sponsored number 29 of an RQ. I think they'll actually put the Red Bulls on the car next time out. There's 29 all over the back of Moncloud 9. He's got 5th place. Very good move on the rookie there for the 29 car. But here comes the Junior Motorsports 12. All alongside, touching wheels, coming through the final corner. Heading down the main straight. As Catfish comes in, his teammate Sanchez sets a new fastest lap. NotQ and Moncloud 9 both come into the pits. Let's take a look at Sanchez then. At 24% tire wear. It's going to be tough for him to get to the end of the lap, I can say that much. But it shouldn't be impossible as Tommy in the 45 spins Fernandez out of the race for both cars. Hurtling down the straight. And for Carl and Buzz Racing on a day where they took the front row locked out, they could have won. It's all over on lap 5. Hard tires for Awful Catfish there. Coming out of the pits, that'll take him quite a ways into this race. Probably around lap 9. Maybe even lap 10 as we're green again. That was a very, very terrible wreck there. Moncloud 9 in the 12 car on the back of Alex Kvyat. He's found himself in many a tough predicament already today. The leaders coming through the final chicane then, as Catfish getting passed by Bastian Tan. These two have had a few battles on track multiple times before in their ERL careers. And into the pits comes Dash Sanchez. Guillermo Perez follows him in. I think Joshua Spence is also coming in, so that leaves Bastian Tan as your race leader as we go on to the 6th lap of the race. And the cautions come out. It's a knock you, and I think that's Moncloud 9 in the 12 car, yes, with front wing damage. And while I don't think Sanchez is going to re-emerge in the lead, he's going to be close, isn't he? No, he is in the lead. This man comes into the pits at the perfect moment. As soon as the cautions come out, he's down in pit row. Dash Sanchez leads from Bastian Tan and Awful Catfish. Perez is 4th on soft compound tires. Expect a lightning getaway from him as we're green again. And the Menard man in the 3 car alongside and past the 2 of Awful Catfish immediately. But the Malaysian's not going to give it up immediately. I've said immediately 3 times already in the same sentence. That's shocking. Perez up to 2nd almost, getting side by side with the 22 and through onto the 2nd step of the podium. And I think he's going to try and take... Yes! Guillermo Perez takes the lead in Chicago from 4th on the restart. But he drops back down to 2nd as Sanchez effectively bullies him out of the race lead. Joshua Spence on the podium battle as well. It's Perez versus Sanchez as they come down to the main straight to begin half race distance here in Chicago. Perez leads from Sanchez and Starr. There goes the 72. Got very close to contact, but got the pass done well. Looking back with India's number 6, Starr, trying to hold on to the final position on the podium, with Bastian Tan right behind him. And this is what the energy play does to this racing. It's fabulous. Honestly, absolutely fabulous racing that we're seeing. As Joshua Spence moves up into 4th place, he's looking for the pass on Starr. Spence, a rookie, and he's in the wall and out of the race. Star takes out, effectively, Joshua Spence from the race, and he re-emerges on the track. He was sliding down that part of the race track for quite a bit of time there. But for the rookie, driving for Junior Motorsports, that's his day done and dusted. For Perez, he needs another good getaway here. Because if he can get it, he can take the lead again and potentially never look back. But he doesn't, as we are green again here in Chicago. Sanchez bolts 8 tenths, 9 tenths, heading down the start-finish straight. A second separates your leaders. A Star flies up into second position, now challenging Guillermo Perez over the podium places, and they've caught down Sanchez, who wasn't using too much battery. There goes the 6 into the race lead. Star, for Forsyth Racing, takes the lead in Chicago. The 72 of Daf Sanchez, however, ready to pounce if he can find it. And oh, Perez and Star out of the race. Well, there goes that battle for the lead. We're down to 10 with 6 to go. Well, Hyperdrive Racing now have a 1-2 in some unbelievable circumstances. Look at the state of those ice blue walled hard compound tires as we're green again. Bastian's got a good run on Catfish, but his hards are a lot older. Doesn't mean he's not going to try and make the move. Make it a 1-2 for the Filipino drivers still in this race. He's not going to get it immediately. Everyone who finishes this race will now score points as it stands. Just looking further back, Zach Sheeden, followed by Arnold Yu and Mario Kloske. Sanchez holds the race lead from Awful Catfish and Bastian Tan with 5 laps to go from Chicago. And oh, it's Sheeden and Yu in the wall. Bastian and Catfish both down into pit lane. And I don't know if Sheeden is gonna get it back on the road. Vancelau also came down into the pits as the 83 has gotten it back on track, but with major front wing damage, as you can see. With green again. But if these two touch, then that's going to be very short-lived. 30-ish seconds between the two Hyperdrive Racing drivers. And Sanchez is actually putting some distance in between him and Moncloud9. He's on for a great point score either way today. But my oh my, if you thought you've already seen carnage in the ERL after watching this series as preseason test, the first 2 rounds of the championship, well, you ain't seen nothing yet, son. On to lap 10, as Sanchez puts a lap on Zach Sheeden, the Lithuanian in the 83 car. And Magic now punching in the fastest lap of the race as he's fighting with Moncloud9 over second position. And that was a very easy pass for the Spaniard to make. It just took him a bit too much time, in my opinion. He's got the tyre advantage, not just in age, but also in terms of compound. Magic on a set of softs that have already run 2 laps. Moncloud9 on 4-lap-old hard compound tyres, ready for the dumpster. As Catfish on his own in 5th place, chased by Mario Kloske and Bastian Tan, but I don't know how well that chase is going to go. At this stage, to make it to the end of the race, you need to come in around now and strap on either hards or medium. Softs, I don't think will take you to the checkered flag. And it is the purple walled medium compound tires that go on for Daf Sanchez as he goes on to lap 11 of 14. Magic follows him into the pits with Moncloud9. Alex Kvyat hurtling down the main straight, and he will take the race lead while the Ukrainian driver, Awful Catfish, behind his teammate with significantly older soft compound tires. But this is still the fight for second place. Mario Kloske on the rear tire of Bastian Tan. He touches, bangs wheels with Awful Catfish. They were almost 3 wide going through the chicane. That's into the wall and out of the race for Kloske. Oh dear. Bastian getting spun around there with the Panther racing car stricken in the middle of the track. They're flying through that part of the racetrack to the point where you hit the wall, you are going to travel quite some way. Reminds me of the 2001 kart race in Texas. That's CART. As we're green again. Kvyat at the head of the pack, unable to come into the pits during those cautions. And with 9 cars left in this race, and a reminder that only the finishers score points, I believe. Of course, if the guys who've wrecked can still score points, and I'll tell you that at the end of our show here. Daf Sanchez at the head of the pack, followed by his teammate. We thought Hyperdrive weren't going to do too well today, but they've managed to stay out of all of the carnage. And that's how they currently hold the 1-2 that they do. Shout out to Dominic Vancelau, by the way, guys. Not a very quick man, but when he's put in a position like this, he really can get his act together. Up in 4th today for Maya Shank after a very terrible qualifying. And Magic in the 91 car, looking to give Team Menard some points at the very least. Something that this team certainly needs. And what of Bastian Tan? We expect to see this man on the top step of the podium in these following 9 races. And we would have hoped that this man would have been in the title conversation. Alex Kvyat is out of the race. In the wall at that part of the track as we go on to the penultimate lap. This is going to be a problem for Awful Catfish, I'm sure. 4-lap old, soft compound tires, and he is likely not pitting with Bastian. It's probable that he can make it to the end, but with Catfish, that's going to be more tire troubles for the 2 car. We've lost the opportunity to hold the points lead last time out. Bastian's trying to close up. I think he smells blood. I think he smells 2nd place, in fact. To take away from the 2 car there. Looking back with Awful Catfish. The Season 22 Formula E champion. Chased by the man driving car number 22. About a second separate them. It's going to take some judicious battery usage there from the Filipino in the 22 car for Ed Carpenter Racing to get past as Magic now on the back of Dominic Vancelau, and with his tire advantage, this should be a quick and easy pass for the 91. Daf Sanchez is now starting the final lap here in Chicago. Spain's Magic, though, trying to put on some Menard magic, coming through the final corner and taking 4th place from Dominic Vancelau. And the German behind him trying to give an answer to that pass, and I think he's got it. 4th, once again in the hands of the 9. The 91 right behind him as Sanchez punches in a new fastest first sector. Almost into the back of the Maya Shank car, though, as the cautions come out. It's for Bastian Tan. Which means that Vancelau and Magic are fighting over the final position on the podium. Bastian losing grip as it's 5% tire wear for Awful Catfish. He's going to be coming to the checkered flag with punches, surely. But as the full course yellows are ending here in Chicago, Daf Sanchez, top 5 in Homestead, race win in St. Pete. He'll run it back for his 2nd win of the season. Hyperdrive sweep the opening quarter. Daf Sanchez wins in Chicago. And there goes Catfish's tires. Magic currently up in 3rd. Mark Cloud 9 right behind Dominic Vancelau. Will the South African driver get past Vancelau? As Catfish still going slowly down the straight. I don't know if the Malaysian's going to be able to keep pace here. Heading down. And Magic takes... Oh! They wreck onto the straight line. Magic takes second on the line with the fastest lap of the race. Catfish somehow took home third. Moncloud 9 across the line out of the race, however, which will give Arnold Yu his first career top 5 finish. That seems highly unfair, in my honest opinion. We'll discuss it with the ERL stewards, of course. With Zach Sheeden being the last of the 7 classified finishes. So yeah, Staff Sanchez with his second win of the season. Magic taking home second. Catfish wrecking on the main straight. I have never seen a finish like that before in my life. Daf Sanchez taking home the race win by over 20 seconds, but Magic got past Awful Catfish on the main straight for second place. Catfish just about managed to hold on to second despite finishing this race in the air. First time that's ever happened. You know, he's the first man to win an ERL championship with a full car puncture as well. So, this man knows how to win things in the first time. Let's take a look at today's classification then. Daf Sanchez taking the win from Magic, scoring second and the fastest lap. Then it's Awful Catfish, Dominic Vancelau, Arnold Yu, Zach Sheeden, and Moncloud 9, who was classified 7th after he ran out of the car. Everyone else did not see the checkered flag in today's race, so looking at the driver's standings, Sanchez takes the championship lead in front of Awful Catfish and Takeyoshi Nishimoto. Alex Kvyat is still 4th, but Magic leaps up to 5th place from Cornwell and Silky. Vancelau is now 8th, followed by Raina Cirilis and Zach Sheeden. Then it's Star, Arnold Yu, Davy Circulera, Joshua Spence, and Moncloud 9, with Mario Kloske, Kush Mathur, and Ascaro Copter being the last men to score points. Everyone else yet to score points after the opening 3 rounds, and for Perez, Fernandez, and Vastian Tan, that's going to sting a lot more, because in every race so far, they have been in contention of scoring not just some good points, but potentially even winning races, especially Perez in terms of getting podiums. Hyperdrive Advance lead the points on 109 points. They're 72 up on AJ Foyt Racing after just 3 rounds and scoring race wins in all of them. Colin Buzz is 3rd from Good Heart Racing and Team Foresight. Then it's Team Menard, Panther Racing, Junior Motorsports, Maya Shank Racing, Power Motorsport, X44, and Ed Carpenter Racing. Ed Carpenter yet to score any points after the first 3 rounds of the championship. And what a hectic opening 3 rounds in IndyCar it has been. Parity in terms of winning the race seemingly being at the utmost important, but for Hyperdrive Racing, they always find themselves outside of chaos. Next up here on Sparkplug Motorsport, the ERL Champ Car World Series stays in Mexico for the Grand Prix of Mexico. So don't miss out on that, and we will see you guys next time then when the Electric Racing League returns.